Cosmic horror, often known as Lovecraftian horror, is a subgenre of horror fiction that was created by the king of horror himself, H.P. Lovecraft. Can I say horror one more time? I might. The genre emphasized the cosmic horror of the unknown more than gore or other elements of shock. It has been characterized as the fear and awe we feel when confronted by phenomena beyond our comprehension, whose scope extends beyond the narrow field of human affairs and boasts of cosmic significance. So saying that, we have compiled a list of some of the greatest works of cosmic horror. I should preface though by saying that some of these are collections of works, but what's better than that? Why buy one book when you have 12 stories in it? So today on Top 5 Scary Videos, I'm going to be counting down our list of the top 5 scary cosmic horror books you need to read, because I said so. Before we begin though, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to some of your comments. And with that, let's jump in. In at number 5 we have The Call of Cthulhu and Other Weird Stories by H.P. Lovecraft. One of many Lovecraft stories on our list, The Call of Cthulhu and Other Weird Stories was released back in 1999 and contains the following works of Lovecraft: Dagon, The Statement of Randolph Carter, Facts Concerning the Late Arthur Jermyn and His Family, Cellophase, Nyarlathotep, The Picture in the House, The Outsider, Herbert West Reanimator, The House, The Rats in the Walls, The Festival, He, Cool Air, The Call of Cthulhu, The Color Out of Space, The Whisper in Darkness, The Shadow over Innsmouth, and The Haunter of the Dark. Yes, that's a lot of a lot. But for now, let's just focus on the title itself, The Call of Cthulhu. The Call of Cthulhu was written back in 1926 and follows narrator Francis Wayland Thurston as he unearths alarming information about the figure of Cthulhu, a titanic monster with tentacles and the wings of a dragon. Along the way, we learn of a cult dedicated to Cthulhu, chant for his inevitable return. As most will know, Cthulhu is one of Lovecraft's most infamous creations, so saying that, the story is definitely worth the read, as are the rest of the shorts included in the collection. What's better than one story? 18, that's right. Coming in at number 4 we have Shadows of Karkos, Edgar Allan Poe, Bram Stoker and more. Shadows of Karkos is a collection of cosmic horror stories written by some of the greats, including H.P. Lovecraft, Edgar Allan Poe, Bram Stoker, Ambrose Bierce, and Henry James. To quote H.P. Lovecraft, "The true Weird Tales has something more than a secret murder, bloody bones, or a sheeted form clanking chains. An atmosphere of breathless and unexplainable dread of outer, unknown forces must be present, a hint of that most terrible conception of the human brain, a malign and particular suspension or defeat of those fixed laws of nature, which are our only safeguard against the assaults of chaos and the demons of unplumbed space." Now, one of the many stories included in the book is Lovecraft's Color Out of Space, a short story written back in 1927. In the tale, an unnamed narrator pieces together the story of an area known by the locals as the Blasted Heath in the wild hills west of the fictional town of Arkham, Massachusetts. The narrator discovers that many years ago a meteorite crashed there, poisoning every living being nearby. Vegetation grows large but foul-tasting. Animals are driven mad and deformed into grotesque shapes, and the people go insane or just die one by one. This quickly became one of Lovecraft's most popular stories and remained his personal favorite of his short stories. It has since been adapted into a movie starring the great Nicolas Cage. It did get very good reviews. I have yet to watch it. I know a lot of you have been on me about watching it, but don't worry, I'll get around to it. In at number 3 we have Lovecraft Country by Matt Ruff. A newer selection on our list, Lovecraft Country is a 2016 dark fantasy novel written by Matt Ruff, who explores the conjunction between the horror fiction of H.P. Lovecraft as well as racism in the United States during the era of Jim Crow laws, as experienced by black science fiction fan Atticus Turner and his family. Throughout Lovecraft Country, Atticus must navigate cosmic forces and basic civil rights while embarking on a journey to find his mysteriously missing father, employing the services of his uncle, who wrote a guide to safe travel for black people in the 1950s. On his journey, Atticus and co encounter many large obstacles. However, it is the ending which is a real doozy, with a Get Out level plot twist. Honestly, this novel is worth a read, cosmic horror fan or not. Not to mention, in 2017, HBO announced that they were prepping an adaptation of the novel with Jordan Peele and J.J. Abrams as executive producers. The show is set to be released this summer at the time of this recording, and I, for one, cannot wait. It's been on my list for months. Coming in at number 2 we have The Fisherman by John Langan. One of the newer books on our list, The Fisherman, was published back in 2016 by contemporary horror author John Langan. The plot concerns Dan and Abe, two widowers who have found solace in each other's company and a shared passion for fishing. The pair hear rumours of Dutchman's Creek, a steep-banked, fast-moving creek that offers the promise of fine fishing, and of something more, a possibility too fantastic to be true. However, like most things, Dutchman's Creek is not the work of God, and is instead quite the opposite. Yet the men find themselves drawn into a tale of the place, which will ultimately bring the pair face to face with all that they have lost, and with the price they must pay to regain it. Will the pair be dissuaded by a local who knows of the creek's true history, or will they seek out its magic? The novel is incredibly immersive and will have you biting your nails with each turn of the page. For fans of cosmic horror, this is a modern masterpiece and should be read by all lovers of the genre. The book is almost two stories under one title, with it being equally a story about loss and grief as it is a horror story that will keep you engaged and terrified from start to finish. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have At the Mountains of Madness by H.P. Lovecraft. At the Mountains of Madness is a science fiction novella written by the creator of cosmic horror, H.P. Lovecraft, back in 1931. The story itself details the events of a disastrous expedition to the Antarctic continent in September 1930, what was ultimately discovered there by a group of explorers led by the narrator Dr. William Dye of Miskatonic University. Over the course of the story, Dye details a series of previously untold events in the hopes of deterring another group of explorers who wish to return to the continent. Throughout the story, we learn of lost cities, incomprehensibly weird creatures, oozing monsters, and of course insanity and pure horror. Now, one of those creatures so beautifully detailed in At the Mountains of Madness is Shoggoth. I quote, "Formless protoplasm able to mock and reflect all forms and organs and processes, viscous agglutinations of bubbling cells, rubbery 15-foot spheroids, infinitely plastic and ductile, slaves of suggestion, builders of cities, more and more sullen, more and more intelligent, more and more amphibious, more and more imitative. Great God, what madness made even those blasphemous old ones willing to use and carve such things?" Absolutely terrifying. At the Mountains of Madness has often been described as the perfect Lovecraftian tale, and one of the greatest cosmic horror books. The story even popularized ancient astronaut theories, as well as Antarctica's place in the ancient astronaut mythology. The story has, of course, been adapted numerous times since its initial publication, with director Guillermo del Toro even attempting to get a movie made based on the story. Fingers crossed. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? Were there any cosmic horror books that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps I can do a part 2. Before I go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos, top 5 scary monsters inspired by kids cartoons. Cyberline 2000 said, "These videos help me sleep at night. How about a video of the slowest killer organism or creatures that digest you alive, a film like The Sand or Deep Rising?" Well, I'm glad the videos help you sleep at night. That's quite the opposite of our intention, but if it's like a fairy tale to you, then that's great. Those lists sound great. Maybe. You never know. Keep your eyes peeled. Jimmy Mason said, "Who's that lady under the rainbow?" Jimmy, where have you been? I've told you guys countless times. It is Sasha Wood from Top 10 Nerd. She be creepin'. Jack the Ripper said, "Thomas doesn't need help to look scary, bruh." I know. Thomas the Tank Engine is positively horrifying, regardless of him having spider legs. Snowlax575 said, "Thank you for not putting SpongeBob in this." Honestly guys, I hate SpongeBob, so I'm never gonna give him the time of day. He doesn't deserve this platform. Saint Dan in a nutshell said, hey, just seen the notification. Hi Lucy, as lockdown eases, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone back in the studio. Muchos lovers from Scotland, Canada's cousin." Well, thank you. Did you know I'm half Scottish? I've got a lot of family in Scotland. But thank you for watching the videos. I'm glad you've got notifications turned on, as you all should. Kapambwe Chrono said, "It's my birthday, woo!" Well, happy belated birthday to you. I'm sure I missed it, but happy birthday. I hope you had a good day. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, I'll see you later.